The Elenco AC/DC power supply model XP720. I've never built anything like this before, so let's give it a try. The directions say to start with the PCB, so I'm going to start with the resistors and diodes and the other smaller components, then work up to the transistors and the capacitors. Keeping in mind to follow the markings on the board for the diodes, since they are polarized. And trimming off all the excess leads. We'll do this for all the resistors as well. Next, we'll open up the bag of capacitors and mount them to the board. These are polarized, so let's make sure we put them in the right way. And finally, our large capacitors. Let's hope none of these blow. I don't have any spares on hand. For this next part, we're going to need some cut, stripped, and tinned wires, and through the magic of television, I've made that happen. Each of the wires has an assigned spot on the motherboard designated by a letter. I'm not going to bore you as I wire them all in. It took me a couple minutes to really find my groove, but once I did, it went a whole lot faster. We'll add some rubber feet. And mount all the terminal posts. The directions then have us mount all the transistors to the heatsink using a little bit of thermal paste and a piece of mica. Next, we'll run our mains power to the switch and the fuse, and just make sure you follow the instructions, and there's a couple of places with some tricky soldering in here. I had to cut a notch into the strain relief because it wasn't big enough, but it seems to look alright to me. Use the supplied heat shrinking to clean it all up. Now we'll connect our transformer. The yellow wires are for the AC plugs on the front, and the red and blue wires go to the direct current and ground respectively on the board. Next we can put in the standoffs and put our PCB into place. Then it's just a matter of following the wiring diagram to hook up all the transistors, potentiometers, and all the binding posts. And now the moment of truth. Do I get any magic smoke? No magic smoke, but I am getting a weird noise. And that capacitor looks extremely unhappy, probably because I think I might have put it in. No, I put it in, right? That capacitor looks blown already, though. It's C5. I've only had this on for a few seconds. And the capacitor at C5 is already bulging and leaking. So I guess it needs to be replaced. I just don't know that I have a 4700 microfarad capacitor. In fact, looking at my drawers, I can pretty safely say I don't have a 4700 microfarad capacitor, so I'll have to order one. I had a lot of fun building this, even though it will mean waiting for one more capacitor to show up. Was this easy? The directions were pretty easy to follow. Would I recommend it for everybody? No, I mean, it was a great project for me, and I wanted to enjoy it and learn about it. But the nice power supply I have right next to it that came in fully assembled just works. Now, granted, it doesn't have positive and negative voltage at the same time. It doesn't offer me AC, so this will give me a lot more options. But that one just works for a single DC output, which is what I need to run the computers. So I can't say don't get it, but get it if you know what you're getting into. You're going to be doing a lot of work, and you might want to have some spare parts around. Once it's up and running, I assume it's going to work like every other power supply that I've worked with, and should be a great addition to my desk. So until next time, I'll see you later.